Which one day I was up working in these bad neighborhoods. Next day I was driving to Greenville, Illinois to pick up a prisoner from penitentiary. And it was so nice, just to be out there. It was a nice day, and we're driving through the countryside, and I really enjoyed doing that, picking up prisoners, because I learned how to talk to prisoners, because they're already in custody. They're not, they know, it's not like on the street where they're trying to get away or trying to convince you they didn't do whatever you're locking them up for. They were like, well, I'm being transported, because we picked up people who had warrants in St. Louis, felony warrants. So if they got arrested in another state, it was all out of state fugitive runs, and so they knew, they were good for it, or they had a court case coming, and but we would fly a lot of times, and most of the people I brought back had never been on an airplane, and even if they were as a badass on the street, they'd never been on a plane. So these guys would be nervous, and they didn't know how to act, and they didn't know what it was like. Plus, the first time you're being on an you're taking an airplane flight, you're in handcuffs. It's got to be kind of weird too, but these guys would talk because they were nervous, but you got to see, this guy's not just a rap sheet and a picture. It's a human being, because you don't get a chance to converse with the bad guys on the street. Usually you lock them up, you read them their rights, and they say, I don't have nothing to say. So you don't have conversations with them. And the last thing, if you're a drug dealer or something, what you want to do is stand on the corner and talk to a cop. So, but when you had them in custody, they're calm, they're sober, they know that there's no way they're going to get away or whatever. They tell you all kinds of stuff about where people in the neighborhood, keep their drugs or hide their guns and stuff. So it was a really neat experience. And then I went from there to the FAST unit, which was where we went out and looked for fugitives locally. And then I ended up in intelligence eventually. I was in a violent crime task force during that time too, which was a new unit at the time. It was it was a temporary unit pretty much, but we made a lot of good arrests. Went to intelligence. That's where I got to do a lot of the cool stuff, like with the guarding, dignitaries and things like that. But we did a lot of corruption cases. We did gangs. We did public corruption. We did a lot of details like that.